Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Remember what I said last time?
Mhm. Checking one, two. I think you can hear me now, but let's find out. Okay, great. I'm going to start over. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the AfterShock EpiCenter live stream. I'm your host and the communication specialist, when you can hear me, RuthAnn Thompson. And now we have a slightly odd week here at AfterShock for this new comic book day on Wednesday, March 2nd. Due to the supply chain issues and the issues with shipping and all that, unfortunately, we don't have any new comic books coming out for this Wednesday. But we have so many incredible titles still available to you at your local comic book shop. And also want to remind you guys how crazy next week is going to be, because that is when we have the comeback of We Live the Age of Palladians, both number one white and number one black. So there's going to be two brand new issues of that coming out next week. So what better time for us to kind of go back in time and talk about some of our picks of the week from our staff here at Aftershock. And hello, Edward. Good to see you. Mitch, yes, much better now that you can actually hear me. And fantastic. Let's go into our picks of the week from our staff here at Aftershock, starting with our associate editor, Teddy Leo. He picks Shadow Doctor, an excellent choice, one of my favorite comic books to come out of the last year. And he quotes, I love books based on people's lives, and Shadow Doctor provides that in every panel and page turn. Peter Calloway brings his grandfather's story of being a black man in the 1930s America to life through the words and George Jonte's through illustration. Sprinkle in the mafia and prohibition era Chicago, and you have yourself a page turner from start to finish. I absolutely agree, Teddy, and he is fantastic. Hello, Boise. I love the fact that you have now become a big fan of Aftershock these days. I am very excited about that. Moving on to our staff pick of the week, we have from our managing editor, Christina Harrington, Undone by Blood, Volume 2, The Other Side of Eden. Excellent choice. Undone by Blood is many things, a Wild West adventure, a thrilling Dust Bowl era crime tale, and a story of creators firing on all cylinders. What else can I say about it? Except for Lonnie, Zach, Sammy, Jason, and Hassan are incredible collaborators, and their work together brings a moody, unique comic book to life. And I absolutely agree with her, and I'm so excited about the Norman Reedus TV show from his production company, Big Ball Productions. It's going to be about the first book of Undone by Blood, so really exciting stuff. Next up for our staff picks this week, that you can pick up all of these in trade paperback form at your local comic book shop tomorrow for New Comic Book Day. We have another one of my favorites, Lonely Receiver, and this is what our marketing manager, Katherine Jameson, has to say about it. I love the art and the way it perfectly captures the feeling of everything being made alien after a relationship ends. The book gives voice to that question we all have to face when something we thought was permanent turns out to be transitory. What happens when forever ends? Sometimes we have to break ourselves to become whole. That vulnerability is beautiful and horrifying, and the horror made literal by Lonely Receiver. I love this book. It is for mature audiences only. It's so good, and I actually remember being at San Diego Comic Con, it was either 2018 or 2019, talking to Zach about this title and how much for him it came from a very personal place of having a long-term relationship end, and just how much that can break you and turning it into this incredible psychedelic body horror. It's just amazing. Hello, Lady Grayson. Welcome, welcome. Edward Hui says, I enjoy reading that. Good. I'm so glad. So there's so many of these that are such fun hits. And this is my pick of the week because I absolutely adored this title of I Breathe the Body. So if you have been enjoying Annie McDonald's artwork on My Date with Monsters, and were as enamored with Zach Thompson's writing on Undone by Blood as Norman Reedus, you have to check out I Breathe the Body. I absolutely love this title so much. This fantastical body horror combines micropia, which is a fear of fungi, with the fear of insidious big tech companies and social media. And with everybody so locked to their phones and computers this last 2 years during the pandemic, it seems even more powerful in this story. using incredible visuals and almost lyrical, poetical writing, you will be drawn into this all too relatable world where a homegrown social media influencer superstar live streams something so horrific that it infects the world and roots itself in the internet's darkest obsessions. Inspiring and mirroring real life events, this title will make your skin crawl and have you look at social media in a whole new way. I love all these staff picks so much. They're excellent choices, and some you might not have heard of over the last couple of years since we've been so focused on We Live, Scouts Honor. We also have all of our incredible books like Maniac of New York, Bunny Mask, all that kind of stuff. So some of these more interesting, different titles kind of slip through the cracks. So make sure when you head to your local comic book shop tomorrow for New Comic Book Day that you pick up some of these and also add in some stuff to your pull list. And don't forget, next Thursday, we're going to have a really, really exciting happy hour. We're going to have none other than the all-star Garth Ennis. And he's done such incredible work with us here at AfterShock Comics with Lion and the Eagle, Out of the Blue, Walk Through Hell, Jimmy's Bastards. And there's just so much to talk to him about, not only of his entire career, but also his stuff with AfterShock. So make sure you put it in your calendars on March 10th at 5 p.m. Eastern. Pour yourself a drink and join me and Garth to talk all of the stuff he's ever done, as well as stick around for the incredible world famous live sale. We're not only going to have a happy hour exclusive cover from the incredible Mike Ruth for the Lion and the Eagle #1 issue, but we're going to have so much other incredible Garth Ennis exclusives that you're only going to be able to get on this live sale for the 24 hours it's available at like a fraction of the cost. So we'll see you next Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern on March 10th. Very excited about that. And while you're at your local comic book shop tomorrow for New Comic Book Day, let's talk about the books that are coming up that you need to add to your pull list because the final order cutoff is coming up fast. So first up, we have Almost American #5. This is the finale of this incredible real life story of the actual Russian spies who defected back in 2008 and joined with the US. And this is from writer Ron Marr. So speaking of comics greats, and the amazing artwork from Marco Castiello. So they came from Russia with love and a lot of secrets, and they had so many people trying to kill them. It's a real life story. It's so incredible. So this order deadline is this coming Monday on March 7th. So make sure that you let your comic book shop know that you want to add this to your pull list so you'll be able to pick it up on March 30th once it's in shops. And last but not least of the stuff that you gotta keep an eye out for and make sure you add to your pull list is My Dates with Monsters #5. This is the finale, guys, of this incredible title from Paul Tobin and artist Anna McDonald, as I mentioned from I Breathe the Body. And this is the finale. I don't know if from this broken world of dreams and monsters, will Risa be able to find love? I don't know. And we're going to talk about a little bit later in this episode about the issue 4 that came out last week. So stick around if you guys read that. And if you or anybody you know is a fan of AfterShock and lives in Long Island, New York, we are still looking for ambassadors for that area. We had an incredible ambassador out there. He happened to move, so we actually have him doing virtual visits now instead of in person. But we need somebody in person to visit these shops once a month in the area of Long Island, New York. So if you know anybody who's interested, please apply today so that we can interview you and get you out there to visit your shops and bring amazing promotional material that you get to keep some yourself. So make sure that you hit up that right away. And last but not least, I'm just going to catch up, make sure that I didn't miss any chats here. Oh yes, Lady Grayson, yes, says, there better be a second series of My Date with Monsters. I love it so much. I don't know, maybe there might be. Just make sure you pick up the final issue so you know all the story. I'm so excited about it coming out. Anyways, we actually had a big announcement this morning, in case you missed it, from the writer of Bunny Mask and My Date with Monsters, Paul Tobin. We just announced this morning he's going to be returning to AfterShock once again with an unconventional crime thriller called A Calculated Man. This is a verifiable math genius, Jack Beans, used to run the numbers for the Pinafore crime family until one day he ran them too well and concluded that the only way out of this life was a casket or witness protection. So he turned state's evidence and ran. Now the Pinafores are out to end their favorite accountants. Little do they know that Jack's skills with math is his perfect memory have made him a better killer than they could have ever realized. What follows is a journey full of murder, mayhem, and mathematics. I am so curious of how this is going to go. It's going to be very fun for all of these nerds out there and like mathematicians. I'm so curious of how this story is going to be. So this is actually going to be teamed up with artist Alberto. You might know him from The Amazing Spider-Man, Savage Sword, and Tobin unleashes a master of math on a mission to eliminate crime empire for good. So it's going to be really fun and exciting to do that as well. JD Smith says, if you want to be an ambassador, just move to New York. Yeah, exactly. Just you got to move to Long Island. Sorry, we have every other area covered. But of course, anytime, if you, no matter where you live, you're always welcome to apply as an AfterShock ambassador because you never know. The ambassador in your area might move or might have a different job that they need to take that won't allow them to keep being an ambassador with us. So absolutely, any area that you're in, you are welcome to apply. And you never know, we might be looking for somebody in your area sooner than you think. Last but not least, let's talk about My Dates with Monsters #4 in last week's reviews. All right. I always want to, like, I love the little thing that my awesome video producer made because I want to make sure that nobody that hasn't read this book that doesn't want spoilers doesn't join because I hate spoilers. It's the worst. So My Date with Monsters #4 came out last week and we are just back in the thick of it with these terrifying monsters. And I don't know for all of you that are watching what your thoughts were and what could possibly happen next because now we have the entire secret base that's just for finding Risa a love partner, but it's so creepy. Like, I love the fact when they're attacking, there's blood everywhere, there's bodies everywhere, and then there's like these sexy posters of Risa while she's trying to save everybody's lives and only just found out about this creepy trading facility. And of course, her daughter Machi is having such an easy time dating. And I love the line that she says every once in a while. She's like, I don't know why my mom is having such a tough time. Like, this is so easy. Of course it's easy. You're like 13. It's so easy to date when you're 13. Oh. But I hope everybody's been enjoying this as much as I have. It's been, for me, a hit I was not expecting because the title was a bit off. We were going to name this Croak originally, but there is already a title with that name. So My Date with Monsters, I thought this was going to feel more like a rom-com, like horror thing of like a dating show with monsters, but totally different. Absolutely love it. I love anything that deals with dreams and just how much it can kind of change reality and all that kind of stuff. JD Smith says, if you decide to revisit a comic, is it a Rue visit? A Rue read? Yes, I Rue read stuff constantly here. All the time. I repost, I don't know, I could do Rue puns forever. It's actually Rue Day Tuesday. Happy Rue Day Tuesday to you. And if you guys didn't pick up this title, I absolutely love it. I'm wondering what you guys think is going to happen next. I'm going to be reading it next week when it hits our drop boxes for here at AfterShock, so I can't wait to see it. But I don't know how they're going to close this, and I'm honestly wondering if maybe this new guy that's in Machi's life is actually going to be the thing that helps her kind of settle down these nightmares, because for the first time somebody's into her because she's weird instead of like pushing her back and all that kind of stuff. But I'm very excited about the conclusion of this that's going to be in shops on March 30th. So again, make sure you let your local comic book shop know when you go to the new comic book day tomorrow. I'm just having problems talking today, don't worry about it, but make sure you add it to your pull list because it will be FOCing on March 7th next Monday. So if you want to add it to your list of comic books to be ready for you on March 30th, let them know. And just thank you all so much for being part of the AfterShock family and joining me here every week. I look forward to seeing you guys next week, as well as for the happy hour on March 10th with Garth Ennis. And thank you again. Stay safe out there, wash your hands, keep your distance, wear your masks, and only read dangerously. We'll see you next time.